Tanya for Yud Dalid Tevis. We're going to finish the end of chapter 9, the end of Perek Tes. Alter Rebbe says like this: the level of love which we described yesterday is what the Torah describes as Ava Rabba, a love which expresses Ava B'Tanugim, a love which expresses delight. Lisanig al Hashem ein Elam Haba is the experience of delight and godliness that is a foretaste of Elam Haba. V'ha'enig, the delight, who b'meich chachma v'seichel, this is felt in the brain containing seichel, chachma and seichel. Ha'misanig ba'askalas Hashem v'yidiyasei, which delights in perceiving and knowing Hashem, k'fi asaga sichle v'chachmasei, based on the capacity of one's intelligence and wisdom. In other words, the greater one grasps Hashem, the greater his tainig is. This delight is the level of water and seed. In other words, the light that is sown in the holiness of the nefesh alikis, which transforms the good of the element of water in the animal soul, for which the lust of physical pleasure had previously arisen. When Shekosu Beitz Chaim Shar Nun Perek Gimel B'Shem Azer, it's written over there, Shahara Nepach Lies Tev Gomer Kmeitzer Tev Mamish. The evil of the animal soul is transformed and becomes perfect good like the good inclination itself. When it's stripped of its unclean garments, Shehem Tanugei Oilam Hazer Shumlubash Behem, meaning the mundane pleasures in which it had been clothed. The Yetzer Hara consists of a powerful drive, and it has an appetite for whatever it perceives as good and desirable. Similarly, all the emotions of the heart, which is the offshoots of fear and love, be dedicated solely by Hashem. Also the entire faculty of speech, and also the thought in its mind, it'll be filled exclusively with the divine soul's garment of thought and speech, which is the thought of Hashem and His Torah, in which it would speak all day, like Pasuk Pum Migirsa, his mouth never ceasing learning Torah. And the faculty of action vesting in the hands and the rest of the 248 organs, in other words, being the third of the garments of the Nefesh Alikis, which is to be engaged in fulfilling of the mitzvahs, that he utilized the ability to act solely in the observance of mitzvahs. Now the animal soul, which, as we explained, derives from klippah, has the exact opposite desire. It desires the body be pervaded with its faculties of machshava dibur maisa. For man's benefit, in order that he prevail over her and vanquish her, as the marshal of the Zayna. In other words, the king desires to test the moral strength of his only son. So he had a most charming and clever woman being brought before the son, explaining to her that the purpose of the test is in order for her to exert every effort to seduce the crown prince. Now, for the test to be valid, the supposed Zayna had to use all her charm without betraying her mission of the slightest way. So obviously the Zayna's mission is to seduce the king's son, but in essence she doesn't want the king's son to fail. So in our case, the klippah itself desires the man to overcome it and not permit himself to be led astray. But the entire strategy is really solely for man's benefit. Okay, let's do Chumash quickly. Don't do Gemara.